Greetings, Commanders. Today we're going to be going over power play. How do we actually get into power play? Well, first off, you want to head over to your right side panel and you want to go into the power play tab. From here, you have to pick a power that you're wanting to be pledged to. Now, every single one of these powers is going to have the exact same introduction quest. Some are going to be easier to level up, some are going to be harder. Currently, we are aligned with Yuri Grom. Now, one caveat to the power play system, as soon as you align with one, that means the other powers are going to consider you hostile, so they may attack you occasionally. We haven't actually ran into that too often, so that sort of worked out for us. Yuri Grom's a good one. Aisling Duval and Mahone, those are going to be the easiest ones to level up, mainly because of the fact that you're able just to mine and get a ton of merits that way. We spent a couple days mining with the community event. We maxed out Yuri Grom, even having the minus 35% merits from being the power that held the territory. However, if you're with any of the other powers mining, you're going to be able to get an additional bonus, so you should be able to get 50,000 merits or so per your turn in. Now, why do you want to do this? Well, if you head into the loyalty tabs, you're going to notice some ranks are going to be kind of lame. They do like different things. Occasionally they'll give care packages. That's going to be for more towards like engineering materials. And occasionally you'll get like the exploration data sales. Everything will slowly start moving up and you'll get some more mini care packages. However, later on down inside the ranks, you are eventually going to start getting weapons and shield modules. Like for example, rank 76, you unlock the Imperial Hammer Railgun. Now that we have that out the way, how do we actually find out what to do with our missions? So once you align to a power, you can listen through the audio files in the codex to pick which power you align with the best. You want to head over to your transactions tab, which is going to be your left side panel. You scroll down to the power play assignments. Now there's always going to be two that's really easy. These bottom ones we've had done for a long time. It actually doesn't reset. So if you did a couple of them and then the weekly reset cycle happens, it's not going to be the end of the world. It'll still hold on to your data. So basically all we had to do is scan 11 ships into energy wakes inside reinforcement systems. If you're fighting pirates, you're going to naturally do this automatically. We have collect bounties inside reinforced systems. Once again, if you're blowing up pirates, you're going to be naturally doing this anyway, so that's another really easy one. Now we're going to get into the more RNG side of the game. So this is going to occasionally change depending on the week. So right now we're going to be showing how to do the black box. We can do another video on how to find escape pods later on if you guys are interested in having like a follow-up for like each of the different power play missions. But for now, our mission is to transport power commodities to undermining systems. Collect units of Grom counterintelligence from stronghold systems controlled by your power and deliver them to power contacts in undermining systems. Now that's telling you two things. You need to go to a stronghold system, and then you want to collect the items to deliver to the undermining system. But you're going to notice the other tasks have a little bit different things. So this one is collect 12 search and rescue salvage cargo in reinforced systems and deliver them to a local power contact. So this is going to be taking us over to a power contact anyway, so you may as well do the salvage cargo and then head to a stronghold, grab that final mission, and then move back to the undermine system. Or that's how I would do it for the most efficient way. So basically we'll be searching for black boxes. I'll show you exactly where to find those. And then we need to sell rare goods in an acquisition system. Collect units of rare goods from their source markets and sell them in an acquisition system. So basically you just head over to any market, buy some rare goods, and then sell them over. Alright, so let's start with the cargo from reinforced systems. You're going to want to filter by power play. And then if you have the power selected, it's going to be highlighted. So unselect all the ones that you're not with. And then from here, you're able to click this little globe. That's going to take us over to the additional areas. So this activity level doesn't necessarily matter, but we have undermining, reinforcing, acquiring, resist undermining, and total. So we are going to be heading towards the reinforced. We'll turn that off too. So just reinforcing. Now you're going to zoom out. You're going to notice that a lot of these different stars have different attributes to them. If you click on them, they'll give you a little bit more information. So like, for example, we have reinforcing for Edmund Mahone. Reinforcing for Yuri Grom, so make sure you're selecting the correct power. We're currently doing it in a Mandalay. It should be minimal combat, so you won't really need anything too crazy. We grabbed a couple of lasers just in case. So they have different tiers of the areas, so if you want to go into a higher level 1, technically you'll have a little bit more fighting, but if we go to the level 1 difficulties, they're not going to have any NPCs at all. Last but not least, sorry I forgot to mention this, but make sure you grab some limpets. So you want a collector node or operation node, whichever one. I'm going to go with 32 cargo, that way we're able to do everything in this one swoop around with the Mandalay. Alright, so once you're inside the system, you have a couple different options here. the best way is going to be to head over to the nav beacon, and you'll be able to actually see what all these unidentified signals are. Now, when you're coming up on the nav beacon, if you set your speed to 75% when you're about 6 seconds or so away, then you'll be good to drop in without having to do a whole bunch of loops around it. But basically, it's just going to be inside of your blue zone. That'll have your ship automatically control itself. All right, now you're going to notice that the icon's showing an up arrow. So if you don't know how to use your little radar, basically just look up some, and then that's how you're identifying it. You want to click T to target it, or you can find it in the contacts panel on the left side and head over there and then just select the nav beacon. And you'll notice that it's selected by the brackets. Basically, you'll hear a little ding, and then you're good to jump out of the area, and we'll have new identified signals, which we'll be able to figure out where we're supposed to be going to get our black boxes. Black boxes, personal effects, and wreckage components. So you're going to notice that we already have wreckage components in front of us. So all we're going to have to do is make sure that we go inside of our firing order and have our collector limpets and our lasers actually bound in case we get under fire. Now, since this is a lower level area, we're not really going to have too much of a fight when it comes to things. So one thing to keep in mind, if you're just focusing on a certain specific power play order for the day, you can head over to the contacts panel and then you can just click add to ignore list. So it's going to automatically ignore the occupied escape pod. So it's just going to grab these 4 different components, which will be the wreckage and the black box. And then we're just going to have to rinse and repeat so we get 12 of these, and then we'll be done with this one system. So for the more annoying one, this is going to take you the longest times, the salvage cargo from a reinforced system. So you need to head over to a reinforced system, but it's not just that. You have to do it all inside of the exact same system, which means you're going to rely on the exact same signal source over and over again to finally get all 3. If you jump to different systems, then try to turn it in, it's not actually going to count at all for your power play. So if you're wanting to like go to one system, turn it in, go to another system, turn it in, and then get your last one and turn it in, that'll be one way. Or you can just sit in one system and turn it in all in one go. Either method works. The sitting in one system though, it's going to take you a little bit longer to actually get the wreckage signals to pop in. So keep that in mind if you're trying to do it like mid-max it. It's probably going to be quicker just to turn in your 4, go to the next system, do the 4, and then do your last bit.
Docking request granted.
Little small stations, they don't always have the most amount of pads. This is why a medium ship is always guaranteed to get you a spot. If you're in a large ship, then you're going to have to find a system with a large station, or else you are going to have a very hard time trying to turn this data in.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Alright, so we head over to the contacts panel. Now once we click on the power contact, we're going to have a few different things here. So the top one's that's going to be deliver goods, collect goods, we have the bounty vouchers, and then right here is going to be the black boxes. So we'll be able to turn in 3 of these. Also get a little bit of merits, and then we also have our wreckage components that we can turn in. Now if we head over to our left side panel here, head to transactions. Now that's going to be checked. So we still have to transport our goods, and then we also need to sell rare goods. Now, there's a couple things to keep in mind when you're trying to filter by your power play. I forgot to tell you guys this earlier, but make sure you have select power down here, and then you drop down and pick your specific power, then it'll filter by only him. And you'll want to be looking for these little star icons. The stars are going to be for a stronghold. All right, so then you head over to the carrier services. Then under contacts, we have a power contact. Then we want to collect ROM counterintelligence. How much do we need? Well, we need 10. Currently, we have 6 inside of our space, though, so hold on. So we'll grab the 6, then we'll drop our inventory from the limpets.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
So we head over to Inara. We can head over to the data, and then you want to click on the commodities tab. That's going to take you here. Click on the rare commodities, and then where are we actually at? Well, currently, we are inside of the... Currently, we're at Greemy. All right, so if we head over to Elu, which is only going to be 864, they only have a supply of 13, though. We are needing a decent amount. I mean, theoretically, people probably aren't going to be buying this, so we should be good heading to Elu. All right, so now that we're inside the station, it has a star, once again, for its rare goods, and we're going to be buying 11 of these. It does not matter at all what the price is, so if you get a cheap system like this one, may as well grab them up. Then now, we head back over inside of the power play systems, and then we can deliver the 2 different items. So we have the rare goods and acquisition, or commodities to undermining system. So once again, you'll be inside the power play, select this option, select whatever power you are, and then from here, let's just do the undermining. Grab some fuel, and make 2 simple deliveries. You'll be done with your weeklies. This is assuming that you did your bounties hunting already. If not, it's really easy. You just go to any system that has like a rainforest and head inside of a hazardous and just start killing pirates. Like, you don't have to do anything else extra when it comes to the bottom 2. Once you're inside the undermine system, head to the station, and then you're going to be turning in your espionage information. Before you turn it in, make sure you head over to the left side panel and make sure you know what you're supposed to be turning in at which different system, just in case you accidentally do the wrong one. Once again, we head over here. We're in the undermining system, so that's going to be for the transporting counterintelligence. So when we go to our contacts panel, then we'll be heading towards the power play yet again. Then we have hand in. Select all 10. We're going to get 40 whole merits, so you're going to be rich. You head over to your left side panel, and you'll also notice that that one's now done. So now what we have to do is sell the 11 rare goods and acquisition system. So let's filter to acquisition. Then you've actually completed your weekly tasks. Now it does reset every week. Some of the tasks that you've done previously, though, aren't actually going to be resetting. I don't know why I had him selected, but Yuri Grom. And then we want to have acquiring. All right, so then all you have to do is deliver your last destination. And congratulations, you are officially joining the Power Play 2.0 action line. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. All it says is sell rare goods and acquisition system. So since we're currently acquiring it, we're just going to head over to the commodities market. We're going to click sell and get rid of all of ours.
Incoming message.
And as you guys can see, since we maxed out our power play, it literally just all gave us rank 1 to rank 100 in one foul swoop. And that is why we just got spammed by a billion different messages from power play. That is exactly how you go from rank 1 to rank 100. Now, just so you guys are aware, I did make a video earlier on it, but currently, if you head over to the power play system itself, or the community event. Now, I made a video on it not too long ago, but if you head over to the community event area, there's one thing to keep in mind. So Yuri Grom owns the star HIP 90578, so you're going to only get about 30,000 merits per turn in. If you're undermining Yuri Grom, you're going to get 50,000 merits per turn in when it comes to a full type 11. So that is a super fast, easy method to get your ranks up really high, especially if you're with Duval, Mahone, or any of the other power play factions that like mining. But if this guide helped you out, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, Commanders.